Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're tackling a really common and sometimes frustrating issue for Windows 11 users. Your screensaver just isn't kicking in. You have set it up, you have waited, and nothing happens. That beautiful slideshow or cool 3D animation remains stubbornly absent. Don't worry, you're definitely not alone, and it's usually a pretty straightforward fix. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a comprehensive list of troubleshooting steps to get your screensaver working exactly the way you want it. We will start with the quick and easy checks and then move on to some slightly more involved solutions if needed, so stick with me, and by the end of this video, your screensaver will be back in action. Alright, the very first thing we should check is the basic screensaver settings themselves. It sounds obvious, but sometimes things get accidentally changed, or maybe an update has reset something, so let's dive into the settings. Go down to your Start button, right-click on it, and select Settings. Alternatively, you can press the Windows key plus I on your keyboard to open the Settings app directly. Once you're in the Settings menu, navigate to Personalization. It's usually the third option down in the left-hand sidebar. Within the Personalization settings, scroll down on the right-hand side until you find Lock Screen and click on it. Now on the Lock Screen settings page, scroll down again until you see Screensaver. Click on that. This will open the classic Screensaver settings dialog box. Okay, here is where we need to pay attention. First, make sure that a screensaver is actually selected in the drop-down menu. If it says none, then that's your problem right there. Click on the drop-down and choose the screensaver you want to use. Next, take a look at the wait time. This is the time in minutes your computer needs to be idle before the screensaver kicks in. Make sure this is set to a reasonable amount of time. Something like 5 or 10 minutes is usually a good starting point. If it's set to a very high number, you might simply not be waiting long enough to see it activate. Also, check the box that says On Resume Display Login Screen. If this is checked, then when you move your mouse or press a key to dismiss the screensaver, it will take you directly to the login screen. This isn't necessarily a problem, but just be aware of this setting. Finally, click the Apply button and then OK to save your changes. Now try letting your computer sit idle for the amount of time you specified in the wait setting and see if your screensaver comes on. If it does, great, you're all set. If not, let's move on to the next potential fix. Sometimes, believe it or not, your mouse activity can prevent the screensaver from starting. Even very slight movements or vibrations on your desk can be registered by the mouse sensor and tell Windows that you're still active. Try placing your mouse on a completely stable surface where it's unlikely to move accidentally. If you have a very sensitive mouse, you might even consider temporarily unplugging it to see if the screensaver then activates. If you have a wireless mouse, a low battery can sometimes cause erratic behavior that might be interpreted as user activity. So try replacing the batteries in your wireless mouse to rule this out as a potential cause. Similarly, if you're using a laptop, the trackpad can sometimes register accidental touches. Try to avoid resting your hands or anything else on or near the trackpad while you're testing your screensaver. You might even be able to temporarily disable the trackpad through your laptop settings or using a function key just to see if that makes a difference. Another common culprit for a non-working screensaver is interference from running applications. Some programs, especially those that run in the background or display notifications, can prevent the system from going into an idle state long enough for the screensaver to activate. Think about any applications you have running in your system tray. That's the area at the bottom right corner of your screen next to the clock. Programs like media players, messaging apps, or cloud storage clients sometimes have processes that might interfere with the screensaver, so try temporarily closing any non-essential applications that are running in the background. You can usually do this by right-clicking on their icons in the system tray and selecting Exit or Close. To get a more comprehensive view of what's running on your system, open the Task Manager. You can do this by right-clicking on the taskbar and selecting Task Manager or pressing Ctrl plus Shift plus S key on your keyboard. In the Task Manager, look at the Processes tab. Here you will see a list of all the applications and background processes that are currently running. So try to identify any programs that you don't need running and select them, then click the End Task button. Be careful not to end any critical system processes, as this could cause instability. Only close applications that you recognize and know you can safely shut down. After closing any unnecessary applications, give your screensaver another test to see if it now works. If it does, then one of the programs you closed was likely the cause. You can then try reopening them one by one to identify the specific application that's causing the conflict. Sometimes power settings can interfere with the screensaver, especially if you have customized your power plans. Windows has different power plans like Balance, Power Saver, and High Performance that control how your computer uses energy. And these settings can sometimes affect when the system is considered idle, so let's check your power settings. Go back to the Settings app, Windows key plus I. At this time, click on System. In the System settings, select Power and Battery or just Power. On the Power Settings page, look for Screen and Sleep. Expand this section if it's collapsed. Here you will see settings for when your screen turns off and when your PC goes to sleep. Make sure these times are set appropriately and are shorter than the wait time you configured for your screensaver. If your screen turns off after 5 minutes of inactivity and your screensaver is set to wait for 10 minutes, you will never see the screensaver. Click on Screen and Sleep Settings. If you want to adjust these times, set the screen turns off after and PC goes to sleep after times to something longer than your screensaver's wait time. For more advanced power options settings, you can click on Power Mode and choose a different power plan to see if that makes a difference. In the Power Options control panel, click on Change Plan Settings next to your currently selected power plan, then click on Change Advanced Power Settings. In the Advanced Settings dialog, scroll down until you find Display and expand it. Make sure this timeout value matches or is slightly shorter than the wait time you set in the Screensaver Settings dialog. If these times are inconsistent, it can prevent the screensaver from working correctly. Adjust the setting if necessary and click Apply, then OK. Believe it or not, outdated or corrupted display drivers can sometimes cause unexpected issues with graphics-related features like screensavers. Making sure you have the latest drivers for your graphics card can often resolve these kinds of problems. To update your display drivers, right-click on the Start button and select Device Manager. In the Device Manager window, expand the Display Adapters category. You should see your graphics card listed here. Right-click on your graphics card and select Update Driver. As a last resort, if you are still having trouble getting your screensaver to work, you might consider performing a system restore. This will revert your computer settings and system files back to a previous point in time when your screensaver was working correctly. To perform a system restore, search for Create a Restore Point in the Start menu and open the System Restore control panel. Click the System Restore button and follow the on-screen instructions. You will be able to choose a restore point from a list of available dates. Beware that performing a system restore will uninstall any applications or drivers that were installed after the selected restore point. Once the system restore is complete, your computer will restart. Check if your screensaver is now working. Hopefully, one of these steps has helped you get your screensaver back up and running. If you are still experiencing issues after trying all these solutions, it might indicate a more complex problem that could require further investigation or even professional support. If this video was helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more Windows 11 tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.